I stumbled upon a cave that leads to a secret military base. The secrets that I uncovered are driving me insane. The soft light of dawn spilled across the front porch, washing over me in gentle hues of pink and orange. I blinked against the brightness, disoriented, still clinging to the remnants of a dream that felt achingly real. I could almost hear the echoes of sheer terror, screams, and some monotonous conversation, but the details slipped away like sand through my fingers. As I sat there, the cool morning air wrapped around me. A sharp pain sliced through my neck, radiating down my middle and lower back. I winced trying to stretch it out, but the ache only deepened. It was a reminder that whatever I had been dreaming about was no longer within reach, and the bliss of sleep was fading quickly. I leaned back in the old wooden bench, its creaks familiar and comforting. I closed my eyes again, focusing on the sounds of the morning, the rustle of leaves, the distant chirping of birds, hoping they might help me recall more. But all I could grasp were fragments, faces I couldn't place, words that felt unfamiliar yet escaped me. Suddenly, a cold wave of anxiety crashed over me. It felt like a ton of bricks pressing down on my chest, making it hard to breathe. My heart raced, and my palms grew clammy as I tried to grasp what was happening. Why was I feeling this way? I couldn't pinpoint the source, and that uncertainty only deepened the panic rising within me. Flashes of memories darted through my mind, vivid yet fragmented like snapshots from a nightmare. I remember being shoved, the rough push that sent me stumbling back. The sensation of fear gripped me again as I thought about running through an endless tunnel maze, the walls closing in, shadows creeping closer. Each memory sparked another wave of pain, sharp and unforgiving, slicing from the back of my neck down through my spine, like electric jolts reminding me of something I couldn't fully recall. I squeezed my eyes shut, trying to block out the sensations, but they only intensified. The pain in my back felt like it was a tether to those haunting memories, pulling me back into that dark space. I could almost hear my own breath quickening, the echo of my footsteps against the hard ground, frantic and desperate. Had I been with someone? A friend? A family member? The images danced at the edges of my memory, just out of focus. I took a deep breath, the fresh scent of dew-soaked grass filling my lungs, and tried to steady my racing thoughts. The pain in my back flared again, reminding me that I was here, awake, and my body was very much present, even if my mind lingered somewhere else. As the sun crested the horizon, I felt a warmth spreading across my skin. It was beautiful, but it also felt like an end to whatever strange journey I had been on in my sleep. The light illuminated the porch, making everything feel more real, more defined. I needed to untangle the threads of that dream, to decipher whether it was merely a figment of my imagination or something deeper, something I needed to confront. I opened my eyes and watched as the world slowly came to life. With every passing moment, the dream felt further away, but the sharpness in my back anchored me to this reality, grounding me in the present. I would have to figure it out, to make sense of the echoes of the night before. For now, I let the sun rise with me, hoping that with it would come clarity. The front door creaked open. My mother stepped out, a soft smile playing on her lips. "What are you doing out here so early?" she asked, tucking a loose strand of hair behind her ear. "I wanted to watch the sunrise," I replied, painting the illusion that I was still captivated by the colors stretching across the sky, but really was in a state of shock and confusion. "It feels peaceful out here." She stepped closer, leaning against the doorframe. "It is beautiful, but you know you'll be late for school if you don't get inside soon. Breakfast won't make itself." "I know," I said, reluctantly pulling my gaze away from the horizon as I stared directly into my mother's eyes with no facial expression. "But I just wanted a moment to breathe before the day started. It's nice to have some quiet before everything gets hectic." "Trust me, I get it," she said, her voice softening. "But you can have your quiet time after you've eaten. A good breakfast will help you face the day. Plus, I made your favorite." "Okay." I cracked a slight smile, finally standing up. "But can I stay out here for just a few more minutes?" "Just a few," she agreed, her eyes sparkling. "Then we go in for breakfast, deal?" "Deal," I said, sinking back onto the bench, now gazing at complete nothingness on my lap. "Thanks, Mom." "Anytime," she smiled, leaning against the door. "But next time, don't forget your jacket. It's chilly out here." I shook off the remnants of the nightmare that clung to me like a heavy fog as I made my way inside. It felt good to sit there, even if just for a moment, letting the cool air wash away the lingering anxiety. After a few minutes, I finally stood up and headed inside to get ready for school. The morning routine felt almost automatic. Brush my teeth, throw on some clothes, and gulp down my favorite breakfast my mom had put on the table. But even as I moved through it all, my mind kept wandering back to that nightmare. Hours later, I arrived at school, the familiar building looming in front of me. I spotted Jose leaning against the wall, his dark hoodie pulled up over his head. He always looked like he was ready to take on the world or tear it apart. "Yo, what's up, dude?" he called out, a smirk on his face as I approached. "Not much. Just trying to survive another day," I replied, forcing a grin despite the weight in my chest. "Survive? You make it sound like we're in a zombie apocalypse or something." He laughed, pushing himself off the wall. "Bro, it's fucking Friday. You should be excited and shit." I rolled my eyes, trying to play it cool. "Yeah, but just had a weird night, you know?" Yeah, sure. We all have weird nights, he said, leaning in closer. Did you get some sleep, or what? Not really. Let's just say I'm not looking forward to today, I admitted, glancing at the ground. Whatever. Just remember, it's not all bad. You can always just throw a desk out the window if things get too boring. He raised an eyebrow, a mischievous glint in his eyes. Tempting, I chuckled, shaking my head. But I'd rather not end up in detention today. Suit yourself. Just keep pushing throughout the day, alright? We're here for the chaos, after all, he said, nudging my shoulder. With a reluctant smile, I nodded. Yeah, chaos is our specialty. Sitting in first period, I felt a knot tighten in my stomach. The teacher droned on about something I couldn't focus on, and my mind kept racing back to the nightmare and the strange calm I'd found on the porch. I couldn't shake the unease that wrapped around me like a cold blanket. Just then, I felt a tap on my shoulder. I turned to see Jose looking back at me, his brows furrowed with concern. Hey man, what's up with you? You're acting all weird today, he said, his voice low enough that the teacher wouldn't hear. I shrugged, trying to play it off, but the truth felt heavier than I expected. I don't know, man. Just had a rough night. Rough night? Like, how rough? He pressed, leaning in closer. You look like you've seen a ghost or something. I don't even remember waking up on the porch, I admitted, my voice barely above a whisper. It's all just a blur. I feel like I'm still half asleep. Jose's expression shifted from concern to curiosity. Wait, what the hell do you mean you don't remember? You just ended up outside? What else can you remember from yesterday? I don't know, it's like my mind just doesn't have any recollection of yesterday. I can't recall anything at all. It's all a blank. He frowned, shaking his head. That's not normal, bro. Are you sure you're okay? You didn't, get into something you shouldn't have? No, nothing like that, I don't think. I replied quickly, feeling defensive. I swear, I didn't take anything or... Relax, maybe we can trace your steps? He interrupted, raising his hands in mock surrender. But seriously, you should probably talk to someone. It's not like you to be this out of it. Yeah, I know, I sighed, running a hand through my hair. I just don't want to deal with it right now. I'll figure it out. Bro, let's just retrace your steps like I said, and talk to anyone who's made contact with you in the last 24 hours. I got your back, he said, his tone softening. Thanks, man. I appreciate it, I said, forcing a small smile. But deep down, I knew I'd have to confront whatever was lurking in the corners of my mind sooner or later. As the bell rang, signaling the end of the first period, I shot up from my desk, my heart racing. I needed a break, a moment to breathe and wash away the lingering panic. I dashed to the bathroom, pushing through the door and heading straight for the sink. The fluorescent lights flickered overhead, casting a harsh glow as I splashed cold water on my face. I looked up into the mirror, searching for some reassurance that I wasn't losing my mind. The reflection staring back at me was the same. Messy hair, tired eyes, but something felt off. I leaned in closer, staring deep into my own dark brown irises, trying to convince myself everything was normal. But then, as if a switch had flipped, I felt a jolt of confusion. In the blink of an eye, my eyes transformed. The warm brown melted away into a vivid, almost glowing red, while my pupils morphed into slits. My heart dropped. I stumbled back, crashing onto the cold tile floor, panic surging through me. I scrambled back to my feet, breathless, and looked into the mirror again. My eyes were back to normal, but the unease remained. I wiped my face, hoping to clear the fog in my mind, but it didn't help. Then something even stranger happened. My vision shifted like I had turned on some kind of filter. Suddenly, I could see the heat radiating off everything around me. The bodies of students outside the door glowed in varying shades of orange and red, their warmth pulsating like living flames. I blinked hard, trying to make sense of it. I was seeing through the solid walls of the school, perceiving their body heat, as if they were standing right in front of me. What the fuck is happening to me? I muttered to myself, my heart pounding in my chest. I felt like I was in a surreal nightmare, one I couldn't wake up from. I turned away from the mirror, gripping the sink tightly as I tried to steady myself, desperate to regain control of my own mind and body. I needed to figure this out. The pain came back again, sharp, searing, like a lightning strike running down my spine. I gasped, gripping the edge of the sink for support, but it was useless. The surge hit me harder than before, a vicious wave of heat and pressure slamming through my back. I felt like I was being torn in half. My vision blurred, the fluorescent lights above me flickering in and out of focus. My heart hammered in my chest as I tried to steady myself, but the next wave of pain came crashing down with no mercy. I felt my knees buckle, my body unable to keep up with the intensity. Then, like a switch being flipped, everything went dark. I woke up to a muffled conversation, voices swirling around me, but I couldn't make out the words. The room was soft, warmer than the harsh school bathroom, and I felt like I was floating on a cloud of comfort I didn't deserve. My head felt heavy, too heavy, and my limbs like lead. I blinked my eyes open, squinting at the bright light that burned through the haze. I was lying on something soft, probably a cot. The smell of antiseptic lingered in the air, mixing with the scent of what I recognized as a faint lavender spray, probably from the nurse's office. He just collapsed. My mom's voice reached me first, worry and frustration clinging to each word. I don't understand. He's been acting so strange today, and now this. The nurse responded in a calm, practiced voice. It sounds like he might have had a seizure. There's no sign of a concussion, but he's definitely been under a lot of stress lately. It could be a combination of that, and whatever he's going through with these episodes. I blinked, trying to shake off the fog in my head, but the words hit me like a slap in the face. Seizure? Episodes? I couldn't remember what had happened. Panic clawed at my chest again. Mom? My voice cracked as I whispered, feeling like I hadn't used it in days. Her head whipped toward me, her face softening in an instant as she rushed to my side. Oh, thank God, you're awake. How do you feel, sweetie? I swallowed hard, trying to find my bearings. My neck and back were sore, but it was the kind of soreness that felt like it belonged to someone else. I couldn't focus on it yet. What happened? I don't remember. My mom's eyes filled with a sadness that I couldn't quite place. She took my hand in hers, her grip tight, like she was afraid I might slip away again. You collapsed in the bathroom. The nurse said it was a seizure. We were so scared. You don't remember? I shook my head, feeling the weight of the situation press down on me like 1,000 pounds. I don't remember anything. It was like I was fine, and then everything just went black. The pain in my back, it came back twice as bad. And then nothing. My mother looked at the nurse, who nodded gravely, then back at me. You've been acting a little off today, haven't you? You weren't yourself this morning. And then, wait, I cut in, my throat dry. I had this dream, or memory. I don't know, but it felt real, Mom. And there was pain like something was happening to me, but I don't know what. And then, wait, hold on, she interrupted, her brow furrowed in confusion. A dream? I nodded, the images of the nightmare flashing behind my eyes again, those painful jolts through my body. It wasn't just a dream. It was like I was remembering something that happened, but I couldn't see it clearly. It was all blurry. And then I woke up on the porch this morning. I don't remember how I got there. And the pain in my neck back, it felt like it was tied to something, like something was pulling me back to it. I took a deep breath, trying to make sense of it. It was like I was waking up from something, and then everything just got worse. Mom's eyes softened, but there was a sharp edge to her voice. I need you to tell me the truth, sweetie. Is this from something you did yesterday? Did you take something, anything? Drugs, anything like that? No, Mom, I swear. I sat up a little, trying to hold her gaze. I didn't do anything. I didn't take anything. This is something else. I don't know what it is, but it's real. It's happening to me, and it's not just the pain or the memory loss. I feel like something else is wrong, like my body is changing. My mom looked torn, conflicted. I don't understand, but if you're not feeling well, I think we need to get you checked out. Maybe we can find out what's going on. I shook my head again, the weight of everything crashing down on me. I don't know if I want to know, Mom. What if it's something bad? What if I'm not in control anymore? What if I'm just losing my mind? Her face softened, and she leaned in closer, brushing a strand of hair from my forehead. You're not losing your mind. We'll figure this out, okay? You're not alone in this. We'll talk to doctors. We'll get answers. But right now, I need you to rest. Okay. I nodded weakly, but I felt far from okay. I don't know if I can rest, Mom. I saw something when I looked in the mirror. My eyes, they changed. I think something's happening to me. My mom stiffened, her hand trembling in mine. Your eyes? What do you mean? I hesitated, unsure whether I should tell her everything. But she deserved the truth. It was like my eyes changed. They turned red. Not like a trick of the light, like something in me changed. I could see things, people's body heat. I could see through walls, like everything around me was glowing. My mom's face went pale, and the nurse stepped forward, her expression a mix of concern and caution. I think you should rest for a while longer. I closed my eyes, feeling the weight of the situation pressing in around me. I don't know what's happening, but I need to know. I need to know the truth.